What is good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, you already know who it is. In our last video, we made the pattern for our collared button-down shirt. In today's video, we're going to be sewing it out, so I'm not even going to waste on y'all's time. Let's get right into it. Let's go. Okay, so the cutting process is pretty straightforward. We're just going to be cutting one back on our center line here, and then for our front, what I like to do is just snip our front line, not all the way, but just enough so that we can turn this over, and then we can cut out our front here, and then we're going to be making 2 snips in our fabric, this being the start of our collar, and then this being the inch that we're then going to turn over our facing for the button pocket. And so again, pretty straightforward. And then for our collar, we're going to be cutting on the fold here. We only need 1 because we did both sides, so that's pretty simple. And then for our sleeve, we're going to be cutting on the fold, cutting out 2, and then that's it. That's all the pieces that we need. So we will have 1 back, 2 fronts, 2 fronts, 1 collar, and 2 sleeves. And I have to say thank you, Mary, for this blue denim fabric that I'm going to be working with today. Very beautiful fabric, very nice lady that I had met, I believe a year or so ago, and she actually gave me this fabric. So again, thank you very much. I don't know if you'll be watching this video, but I'm very grateful. Very wonderful fabric. Okay, so we have our 2 fronts with our snips added. We have our back. We have our 2 sleeves. And we have our collar. And then next would be to cut out our interfacing, and I only add interfacing to my collar and my facing. And because I have a thicker kind of interfacing, I'm going to only add it to 1/2 of the collar, and I'm gonna cut out the full interfacing for our facing. Okay, so we've added interfacing to both of our fronts as well as our collar, and do not judge me for the way I have pieced these out, because interfacing is very expensive. And I've also pressed my sleeves 3/8 of an inch up, because we're going to be turning it over again an inch, but this just helps with the final sewing process. Now would be the time that if you had any design work that you wanted to do, any applique, whatever, you should do it now while you have a flat surface, because what I found just through doing it is having a flat surface is way easier to put stuff on than having an already constructed garment. And so yeah, typically I would put some pockets here, but I think I'm going to do some applique work after, because I want to finish this video. So I am going to actually do what I just said not to do, which is sew or do some design work on an already finished garment. But I'm just going to do it on the chest, and I don't think it'll be that much of an issue because I've done it before. But yeah, again, if you have any design work, pockets, anything that you want to do, this would be the time to do them now. Okay, so we've sewn our body together. We've also serged all the seams, as well as our sleeve, both our sleeves, and we've sewn together our collar. So next I'm going to press my seams. I'm going to trim my collar a bit, turn that right size out, or right size. I'm going to trim my collar a bit and turn that right size out, and then we'll just keep going. Now I have an ironing board, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to see if this will work. Okay, so at this point I'm going to be doing some top stitching, and I know they say to actually do it from the top, but I'm going to do it from the bottom. Same top and bottom thread. I'm going to use this color, so it's going to be more or less like really the same shade. But yeah, I'm going to turn this up an inch and then top stitch both our sleeves. I like to have my tape measure, and I just measure as I go along. And so for my first sleeve, I'm going to push this side seam toward the front, and then the next one will be toward the back, and that will indicate which one is left or right. Okay, so we finished top stitching our body and our sleeves and our collar. So next I'm going to put in my sleeves, and all you want to make sure of is that this seam is going in the same direction as the body with the sleeve. So remember how I said to have one seam going forward and one going backward. Now you're going to match up those seams with the body. Okay, y'all, we are almost done. We are almost at the finish line. Last thing that we need to do is add our buttonholes and our buttons. What I like to do is start up at the top here, and I go down where I want the start of my buttonhole to be, and then I'll place a pin. For me, I want it to be 3.5 inches. So I'll go down from this point here, 3.5 inches, place a pin, and then I'll start my buttonhole.